the black, white, and blue. Up, up, Cronulla, name of the Sharks fit you. Sharks, Sharks, forever. Go out and play without fear. Now's the time to see good football, for the Sharks are here.
Hey there, welcome to SharkCast Pod. The Sharks won a game. I am happy. Welcome to SharkCast Pod, a podcast dedicated to the greatest sporting club in the history of the world, the mighty Cronulla Sharks. Yet another setup here, and hope everything's going all right. Sharks win 36-22. We lost the penalty count, 10-1. What do you guys and girls think about that? Here for about 45 to an hour tops, so if you want to jump on, have your say, please do. There are links in places. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts, and we shall get to everything. Black, white, and blue. Sharks win. I'm looking up here at the screen, so don't freak out, everyone. 36-22, and pretty happy with all that. Some bomb tries, some disallowed tries. Probably should have scored by more. I won by more, so love to hear all of your thoughts. Future Dudes up first. Sharks win over the Wars, back in the top 8, ahead of the Storm, St. Merge, who are 0-5 and wooden spoon bound this weekend. Couldn't get any better. It's been a good one. Absolutely. Anytime the Sharkies win is a good one. And yeah, Future Dude, I'm with you. It's been great. All right. K Cal says woohoo. Absolutely. Our man Lucian Melbourne says woo the boy. Yeah, the boys up. Our friend Joe, Mr. Paisley, said, great win, enjoyed from the couch. Thought Nico and Big Willie had fantastic games again. Thought the bunker was terrible with their decisions. A few wacky decisions there. One at the end with the, was it a penalty try in the end? I think, yeah. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, Lush says our man Ziggy did us dirty, but we love Ziggy. We're big Ziggy guys and girls. Now, Joe's got breaking news with Jesse Ramian. He said the TV said Ramian sent for a scan for an MCL injury. So we're already working out what we're going to do next week. Should Jesse Ramian not be there? He had a pretty good game today. I think Malwini's next man up, but we can talk all about that. James said Shane Hayne calls from 2003. He wants his diabolical officiating back. Mike says we couldn't buy a penalty. Yep, we lost it 10-1. We bought one penalty. And Scott says, season back on track after 2 good wins. It feels like that. Massive test next week in Perth against the Roosters, but it definitely feels that way. Like this is the Sharks that we know. I mean, we got hammered down that one side with Jardian's cousin, DWZ, getting a hattie, but, we can work on that. So not unhappy with that. And Lucia's reminding us that Michael Gabriel was injured yesterday at Newtown Jets. So a lot of waiting around for scans, I reckon, this long weekend for Jesse and for Gabriel. Sharks win 36-22, which is awesome. Jay says, very good win today. Felt like we left some points out there. Yeah, I agree with that. A good win considering the penalty count. I agree with that. and some of the 50-50 calls. Kennedy was very good today. His tackle early in that second half on Metcalf was important. Jesse C again is getting better each week. And Hines was really solid today. So that's some thoughts from Jay, which we always appreciate. Hello to our friend Brooksy. He's doing it tough, man, as a Dragon. He is doing it tough. Oh, here's Trouble. All right, everyone, here he comes. Nice and early in the show. Trouble with a capital T. This is our friend Ash, who's calling himself Up. How are you, sir?
Mate, buzzing. Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
You're always buzzing, my friend. You're like a little bee buzzing around.
Who was that person that said the Warriors will put on a show for us? Please, thanks for the good laugh. Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Who was that person? I'm not sure.
No, the one that was on the show the other day that said the one that said the Warriors have won the last 3 from 4 at home. Never in doubt. I was never worried. I thought it was your co-host. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Anyway,
I thought they'd play a bit better today, the Warriors. They were not themselves, you know.
Before I jump in, happy Easter as well, mate.
Sure. You too.
But I actually thought today was a good show, really good show. No, I haven't been drinking. I'm just happy about the win.
That's good. Yeah, I am too. I thought it was really comprehensive. Probably should have scored some more points, a couple of tries disallowed, etc. So it was a nice showing.
I am a bit of a Ziggy fan, but there was just a few question marks on his refereeing this afternoon. But look, I think he's only new, but he's not as corrupt as the other main characters.
Don't get me in trouble, Ash. Don't get me in trouble.
I'm not. Don't worry. But overall, I thought the performance today was actually really good. Like, everyone had a good game. The only person that I thought at the start had a bit of a slow start was Stone Street. But in the end, he was good. And this week didn't have to vent my frustrations on Ramian. He had a better game today, which is good. So I'm proud of his efforts.
Yes, and I'm proud of your efforts for not being mad at me for ignoring all of your efforts to get in touch with me about Jesse Ramian. So give us your 3, 2, 1s, my friend.
Okay, my 3 points for today. I'm going to say Will Kennedy. Will Kennedy had an absolute blinder of a first half, and his overall game today, amazing. 2 points for me. I'm going to say Tricky. 2 points to Tricky, and I'm going to say 1 point, even though he had a go, got himself back in the game, Stone Street.
Okay, excellent. Good choices. Thanks for jumping on, Ash. Really appreciate it. Have a good long weekend.
Thank you. I will. I'm just here celebrating the win at Norby's. Going to meet up with a few of the Shark Cage boys. Don't worry. I'll be keeping myself on my best behavior.
Thank you. All right. Have a quiet one for me, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. So before I go, I just wanted to shout out my good friend Barbara, who has been unwell for a while. So I just wanted to give her my best well wishes and up for Barbara.
Yes, we love Barbara. No worries. Thanks, Ash. Well
cheers,
said.
Sam. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you,
brother. Thank you. That was Ash. He's very excitable. Sharks win 36-22. The barista, Joe, he's not really a barista. Agent Flano has done his job destroying the dead V and about to be axed. It's going to be fascinating to watch what happens there. It's a tough one. Luce says, Kennedy's giving us bang for our buck. He's unbelievable. I'm ready for the detractors, the Will detractors. Where are you? Come and get me, because he's just doing everything he can. Like, he's just playing great. And he's an important piece of the puzzle, that's for sure. And the mystery deepens about what's going to happen with Will. What's going to happen with Will? All right. MJ Gonzalez says Brayley showed his Ennis impression with that grubber. Yeah, nice little try assist, that's for sure. Jay says with the way Kennedy is going and the approach from the club about Ison, might be time to start looking to resign him for next year. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. Mark says back rowers are on fire again this week. Everyone did their job. Kennedy 2 tries put us in good momentum. So thank you, everyone, for that. Now, our friend Scaponi says, I'm here to hear what Dan Stewart has to say. Okay. Corey says 11-1 penalty count. I think it was 10-1. Still won. Good effort by the lads. Very proud of the boys. Nico and Kennedy killed it. So that's good. Sarah says, never in doubt. Sarah, I always forget. I apologize. I'll get it right though. Matt says, showed some mongrel defense today, which was great to see. Susan says, great win today. That was payback for the last 3 home games against the Warriors. Absolutely. Like the last few games against the Warriors here have been brutal. Last 3, you're right. So Sharks win 36-22. Just staring off another screen for a sec. Sharks completed at 84%. We love that. Anything above 80, we love. 84 is really good. 9 line breaks to 3. 10 offloads. They had a couple more. Their offloads were pretty good, actually. And what else can I tell you? We missed 26 tackles, 25 tackles at the moment. That might change, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And the penalties, I don't know what happened there. 10-1. I think the coach might have a call to make to someone because we've been caned in the penalties, and we're not that bad, really. And we even lost the set restart 6-4, I can see as well. So Heinze says, good solid win by the boys considering the smashing we got from the ref. I should point out, if you want to be like Ash and jump on and have your say, you can have no screen or you can have screen. There's a link on YouTube and Facebook. I don't think there's one on Instagram, although I left one. You can look at it and copy it somehow. I don't know. But there's no pressure. We'll be here for a little while. If you want to, if you don't, it's totally cool. Lee says, great team effort. See you in WA next week, Sam. Well, at the moment, you won't be, Lee, as a spoiler. But I'll just say never say never. So let's see how the week pans out. But at the moment, it's a no, and I'll have more news on that for our Sydney friends soon, hopefully. Shake 20 says, good performance considering the non-stop calls going against us and probably the worst video ref decision ever. It was quite comical, that last one, the penalty try. I could have sworn, was it Trindle who got the ball down? But Lush says, Perth v Roosters, then the bye, Cowboys at North Queensland. Good chance for another 6 points over the next 3 weeks. I mean, the Cowboys are going better than what we thought they would. That's not going to be easy. And Roosters will not be easy, although they're both winnable games. And I like our odds against the bye. Our friend Jenny says, I miss getting to the games. Great win again. Loving Kennedy and Trindle. We miss seeing you, Jenny. I know you live far away now, but let us know when you're in town next and we'll, catch up because we miss seeing you. Jenny's an OG from way back as far as the show goes, that's for sure. And also, long-time Sharks fan. So send our best to you, my friend. Shake is saying Tricky absolutely grounded the ball. So there you go. I take Shake's word over the people in the box next door or whatever. So it looked bizarre. And the way they just kept talking about it and we could hear the audio from the video ref, it was just bizarre. One of those strange moments. Finn says, very enjoyable afternoon at the football. Aside from the officiating, very happy with that performance from the boys. It was really enjoyable. Good weather. There was a bit of rain about 20 minutes before kickoff. It wasn't torrential, but there was rain. But it was a full house, sold out, which is great. And yeah, I drove in here and I thought this is the perfect time for rugby league. 2:00 on a Sunday. Families are here. Everyone's behaving themselves. Sharks are winning. Perfect time. I know we used to do the Saturday night thing really well. Not saying we don't do it really well, but I think the afternoon game on a Sunday, just a beautiful thing. Jay says, when will we have Clinton on again? Love to hear his thoughts on a future podcast. He'll be on. Don't worry about that. He'll definitely be on. He's part of the rotation. He's just a pretty busy dude, being a primetime radio driver. But yeah, we'll have him on soon, Jade. Don't worry about that. Love firing up Clinton. He's like off the back fence. Okay, Jenny says she'll be up in Townsville, but not sure when in Sydney next. Okay, well, have a great time there. I don't think I'll see you there, but have a great time if I don't. Music Life, Pete, our friend Pete. He is saying that there's a new land release just opening up on Kennedy Island. Am I in? Pete, I don't know what I told you last week, but I'm going to change my story. And I've always had a stake in Kennedy Island. So I'm good. But thank you. Huge Will Kennedy fan. And he's just doing really good things out there. And I appreciate that people might want someone quicker and someone more X factor. But this is who you got. And he's going really well. He's one of our best players every week. Last year he was too. He had a bit of obviously a downturn for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and he went from being like a 9 to a 5.5 to a 6. So I'm a huge Will guy, and I think there are a lot of questions to be asked about him moving forward, because at this point in time, Liam Eisen has not played a lower grade game, and I don't think it's coming anytime soon. When I say that, just hold the horses. I mean the next 3 or 4 weeks. So Kennedy's our man this year, no matter what, pretty much. And he's shown that he's in our top 3 every week. So I'm not looking to change that. But next year, because we've always got to think ahead, next year, at this point, I'm signing him again, And I think other teams will be interested in him. And I said that last year, and it didn't really come to fruition. But now we've got the Bears, we've got PNG, and other teams, just out-of-form teams. So you're telling me the Dragons wouldn't want him at the moment, or one of those teams. So I'm a Will guy. Shake says, shout out to Billy Burns. Shout out to Billy Burns. His toast. The guy just keeps getting better. Yeah, really good back 3 today. T. Wilton just killing blokes. Billy not far behind, and Colhoun really great. Was pretty bummed when he had to come off for a HIA, but got back out there and it was great. Now we've got a birthday here. Sean's 30th birthday. Hip hip hooray. Happy birthday, my friend. Perfect way to celebrate. Happy with the game, with the result. Defense isn't quite up to standard, but overall some good performances. I think on the edges, our defenses need a bit of work. And I thought that today the Ramian Katoa side was a lot better. And today, I think DWZ just had his way with Sam, but it wasn't all Sam. And I just think that's their go-to, and it's hard to stop sometimes. And even some of those tries, it was like millimeters in it. So hard to say where the defense is at from a technical point of view. I know leaking 22 a game isn't great, but they probably should have scored more, to be fair as well. But it probably should be closer to 50 without being dramatic, because there was a couple disallowed, a couple bombed. So Pete is also saying that he thinks Hines has finally found his game. Okay. I think he's going really well too. And Joe says, win the next game, going to the bye 4-2. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens there. Let's check out some stats for the players. It's always fun. I haven't looked at these, so these are new to me and to some of you as well. Will Kennedy, over 100 run meters. Couple line breaks, try assist. Technically no errors either, so went well, Will Kennedy. Katoa is closer to 250 meters than he's not. Terrific effort. That run at the end was really, really fun. And that question also comes up with the wingers, because Stone Street went well today. I know he had a few sort of things, but he continues to sort of get better. And I'm going to just interrupt for our friend J-Man here. J-Man, what's going on?
Hi, Sam. Hope you're well, mate.
Good. I'm good. Thanks for calling in. What's going on? How are you?
Oh, I'm very well, mate. Just enjoying the afternoon after a good game of footy up north in sunny Katingal, if you know where that is.
Where's that?
20 minutes outside of Tamworth.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Beautiful part of town.
No, I just wanted to hop on and just let everyone know that was a fantastic game. I'm not sure if it was for anyone else, but the KO service up here was just awful.
Okay.
I finished the game 11 minutes behind the actual finish time. I was waiting for that much loading. Oh,
Okay.
it was really
Now, as
poor.
you know, Jay, I have affiliation with that company, so I cannot say anything negative, but you're free to say it, and I appreciate that.
I'm not fishing to get anything negative out of you, Sam. I wouldn't do that to you. No, I just wanted to reiterate to all the supporters that maybe have something negative to say about the group or anything like that, that this is what Fitzy says when he says invest in your best. A lot of people that were calling for players to be dropped this week, I think we saw the best out of them, and I think that comes from Fitzy giving them the time. So I think the turning point that I saw was Ramian getting on that loose ball at dummy half. I think that swung it because Warriors were coming. So give him a young fella, he's Sharky as well.
Shark.
Yeah. No, I think it's just important that everyone realises that that's what Fitzy and the group look for. And I think it was evident. So,
yeah, definitely well said. And, I'm happy to hear negatives about whoever on this show, but it's hard when they don't, like they might lose 2 games and then they bounce back, and Ramian might have a disappointing game last week, and today he was pretty good before he went off. And I know it's hard from a fan point of view. You want immediate results. You want the best. I get it. But there is a plan there, as you say, from the coaches. So
absolutely.
Who did you think was the best or some of our best out there today?
I think Hazelton was really nice in defence today more than previous weeks. I think he was moving laterally really well without the obvious Katoa or Kennedy or anything like that. I think Britt coming off the bench a bit more simplified as well, with the idea of you're in the second row with a tired defence, run straight, you're fresh, take your hit-ups, and then play to the same edge. I think that sort of worked until he obviously got his nose busted again. But I think we'll probably see a bit more of that. Well, I hope anyway, because Britt fresh on a tired defence, I mean, he's fast, and it's easy to see he's fast. So
yeah, nice. And how long have you been a Sharks fan for?
Since I was born, mate, born into it.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, my old man was born in 1967, so he picked up the Sharks from then, and I was cursed with it.
And do you get down here much?
Nah, never been to a Cronulla game in Cronulla. Been to the Cronulla games in Coffs Harbour and when they've played in Tamworth against the Tigers probably 10 years ago now, but a bit longer than that maybe. But, yeah, I haven't been to a Cronulla game in Cronulla before. It's on the bucket list. I'm going to watch them in Magic Round this year.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, yeah, you definitely have to get down here. That's something you got to do.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but...
no, of course. Yeah, it's
awesome.
on the bucket list.
Awesome.
Sooner rather
How do you
than
like
later.
our chances against the Chooks next week?
I reckon we do them in comfortably.
Ooh,
I'm not going to say 13 plus. I'm going to say it's going to be like I think it's going to be like another 30 to 20 game, 30 to 22. I don't know. I think our strong points match theirs, and I think ours are a touch stronger. I think we're in for it. I think.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for calling in, man. Don't be a stranger. Do it anytime you like. Really appreciate it.
Lovely. Enjoy, Sam.
Thanks, Jay. Talk to you soon. That was Jay, just outside of Tamworth. Appreciate him dialing in. We're going through some stats, but I'm going to go through some more comments, then we'll get back to the stats. Kirk says, really not happy with the bench rotation. Why bring Nickera on and put Billy to the middle? He'd been there for 50 minutes. I appreciate that. I need to have a think about that one. I think the plan always was to put Billy in there. And I guess the benefits of Britain is what Jay was just talking about, that great kind of hit up energy run. But that's something we'll have a think about, Kirk. Appreciate that. Now, Jack is from Is Jack from Melbourne? Is that our Jack? I'm not sure. Shake says, I think the left edge D is more on Tricky. Yeah, okay, this is interesting. He plays very far infield, to cover more space than he should have to, and Stoney has to make a split decision. Yeah, I was sitting with our good friend Kieran, and rather than lamenting Stoney the whole time, I was like, maybe it's starting with Trindle because that's how often a defense breaks down and with that position. So yeah, maybe it's a good point. You see everything, my friend. Lucy's saying that Jack could take AFB in a run it straight challenge. Well, first of all, he would not live after that. And second of all, we don't like run it straight challenges. Luce, you know this. You know this, my friend. My brother, hello, my brother, says, Nico, very good. Freddie Mercury, very bad. Is that a Tanner Boyd? What does that mean? I'm lost. I'm lost. And that was our friend Jack from Melbourne. They were playing Queen down here at the ground, Davey. Well, they're playing lots of stuff. Sharks win 36-22. Pretty good win. Pretty happy with it. Jay says, I thought our big men were looking better today, and that probably comes down to knowing they have time in their legs, which is often the case in the early part of the season. Yeah, I thought the forwards were good. I was surprised at how much they dominated their forward pack, in particular Fisher Harris. Oh, sorry. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. My brother and Lush is saying Ziggy is Freddie Mercury. We love Ziggy on the show. We also love Freddie Mercury. But yeah, 10-1's a bit much, isn't it? And Cameron says, well, we're really that bad to lose 10-1 penalties. I don't think so. I'm a little biased, but I don't think so. Thanks, Cameron. So, yes, Sione was exceptional today again. And that run at the end just summed up everything he is. Just this fun, entertaining winger. Jesse got injured, unfortunately, but was going okay. Jesse Romeo in a much improved game. And I thought Kaelio was obviously very much improved this week as well, both defensively and offensively, really breaking them open that first half. I know his side of the field got caned a bit with the DWZ tries, but as we said, it could be circumstantial. I don't think it's necessarily a KL thing. At the moment, he's only got one missed tackle recorded for him, so we'll see what happens there moving down the track. Stone Street I thought was good. Like he's still very raw. I'll tell you what I don't like. He's gone back to the AFL Stoney. AFL Stoney. No, sir. We want NRL Stoney, not AFL Stoney. But aside from that, I like what he's doing, and it was good to see him make some runs. Dion says, great team effort today. Nico and Kennedy were unreal. Yeah, they were. We'll get to those guys. They were. Thanks, Dion. Scott says it still feels like our right edge isn't pushing up and running off Hines. Opportunities to be had, 100%. He keeps making those runs, and sometimes he's making breaks like today, and no one's with him, or if they are, they're too far behind. So I feel for him. He's playing really well. I feel for him when he runs and looks a bit lost, and everyone goes, what are you doing? And he knows exactly what he's doing. The problem is the team don't really follow. So need to work on that for sure. Scott, thank you. So Braden Trindle started the game unreal. He was so good. Some try assists, some line break assists, a lot of kicks, did the majority of the kicking. So another good game from Trindle. Shake says bit of a nitpick. That's okay. Last 10 or so played very stupid kicking on first tackle a couple of times to give them some chances. We'd like to see them play a bit safer and end the game. Yeah, I mean, I can remember the one right towards the end, but you're saying last 10 minutes or so, so I'll have to go back and watch that. But, yeah, I agree. They could have shut up that game a little bit better. But round 5, Warriors at home. We haven't beaten them in 3 games here. Comprehensive win. I think that's cool, but I hear what you're saying. My brother is also saying Jesse C and Teague were very good too. They were. Teague is just angry, and I love him. And Jesse is not angry, but I love him too. They would, just from a physical point of view, the back three of the pack are really getting the job done, and we'll get to their stats and numbers shortly. Nico Hines, at least on paper, the more dominant half today, but I thought it was pretty even. Dion is saying, I thought Ziggy had a beef against us. I'm here to tell you he doesn't, but I could see why you would with a 10-1 penalty count. Holy heck. So Nico also ran for about 100 meters and very busy, and the halves are going really good. You could tell about 10 minutes in that the halves were on today, which was great. So big for Noah Blake. A quieter game today, but wasn't really needed to arc up too much, but he was very solid. Bradley was great again with a try assist and clever all round. I thought that Ziggy could have blown the whistle a few more times there, but it didn't quite happen. Rudolph again off the bench. Like all these, the rest of the forwards, their numbers are not like back page numbers, but they're all pretty solid, and they all just did a good job. And I thought that we dominated them pretty well in the middle. Not completely, but I thought we were the better pack, that's for sure. So Burns, Wilton, Colquhoun, all closer to 100 meters than not, and very physical, very busy, all making a lot of tackles. Talakai was great, scored a great try. He was moved to the centres to cover Jesse Ramian. He was great off the bench. Hazo did pretty good as well. Kafusi was solid yet again. And Britton came on, and he got through a little bit of work before he had to go off injured. Shake says, got to give Ramian a shout as well. I wanted him out this week, but glad he shut me up. Well, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that he wasn't in form the last few weeks, so there's no shame there. James says, Tricky is clearly our 7 and Hines our 6 works perfectly. So I love that, James. That's good news. So long we struggle with that stuff. Mozzie Bites, give him a follow on the Instagram. Mozzie Bites, one word, our friend Cameron Webb. Lots to love about today's game. Fun down at the ground. Love Jesse C so much. Yeah, the SharkCast text was running hot. I didn't really keep too much of an eye on it because I was watching the game, but there was a lot of love for Jesse C, that's for sure. I think Cameron and Josh were kind of fighting over him for a while. Ghastly says, great first game of the year for me. Really enjoyed it. Ramian all good. I know he went off early. Yeah, he was good. He was good. Some good defensive moves. Someone else pointed out, it might have been Jay who called up, but first on the ball, pouncing on a ball on the ground. That's a really great sign. So great stuff there, that's for sure. And we have someone joining us on the show now. We have Blair. Hey, Blair, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, matey. Not too bad. How are you been, mate?
I'm good. Are you leaving the ground, or are you just out in your car? What's going on?
I'm just catching an Uber up to Norvies. That's usually my game day tradition after we get a win.
Okay.
Meeting up with Ash, I think who's believed to be SharkCast popular. Yeah, I thought I'd just give a call and just like, hey, it's a good win against the Warriors. Last 2 years have been a bit of a boogie team, if you know what I mean, like Penrith. So it's good to get that win against them, mate.
Absolutely, Blair. And it was a well-earned victory. And tell me who you thought was some of our best out there. Give me a little rundown before you get to Northies.
Oh, a lot to choose, eh, mate? I guess Burnsy, he played really well. He played out of his skin, which, you know, well earned. You know, I feel like he should always get a starting position with us now because, you know, he's worked his butt off, you know, so I'm proud of that. I feel like Tricky, he's doing really well. I feel like now he's starting to find his groove now. Hinesy, I loved as well because, you know, he probably didn't get a try for us, but I saw that little run he did for us. So, you know, it silenced the critics up for a bit. So whatever Fitzy's doing, it's working, mate. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Good coaching today. And the team is really in the zone just to get the job done. And then we go to Perth next week. Tough game against the Roosters, but very winnable. And
Yep.
I feel like we've been here before where we go into a Roosters game and the bye is just around the corner. So I can
That's
see
it,
you're
mate.
just around the corner.
I feel like the Roosters game should be pretty winnable, you know.
Yes.
Roosters are, you know, I don't underestimate them. They're always a team that always tries to dig in deep, you know, because that's all they go for. That's where Fitzy's come from. So that's the sort of mindset they've got.
Yep.
So hopefully, you know, we go in there, same mindset we had today, just go in, dig deep, know where their strengths and weaknesses are, and hopefully get a tight, close win, you know what I mean? And the forwards do their job, which they did today. And I feel like Ero, he played his heart off. Ero and Will Kennedy reminded me of a bit of Peachy there at the end in the first half there. So, no, it's good to see, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I saw a bit of Peachy out there too, Blair, which always makes me happy. Hey, thanks for calling in. Don't be a stranger, and make sure you have a little quiet one for me at Northies, please, my friend.
Give it a crack, matey. Give it a crack. It's always a vibe down here. So I'll let you go, but up Cronulla and hope celebrate the win tonight.
All right. Thanks. Take care. Have fun. All right. That was Blair.
You too, matey. Thank you,
Blair. Great stuff. If you want to be like Blair, you can call in. There's some StreamYard links around. Audio, you can have your camera on, camera off. It doesn't matter. This is not going to be a marathon today because I'm going to get out of here in a little while. But very welcome to join us. Join me while I am here. Now, a man who I owe a text to. I saw your text, Mark, and I didn't reply because I'm a jerk. Mark said, just home, our best game of the year. I'm a happy man. That's great. You're happy, I'm happy. MD Horn. Give him a follow on all of his socials. Great musician, a local musician, and a great dude. And a good mate of mine. Here comes trouble. Look out. My old buddy Sven said, so much for home ground advantage. Not just today, the penalty count against us in 3 home games is 27-7. Do we have a problem with discipline? Well, I didn't think we did, Sven, to be honest. But let me just look up if I can find online somewhere where we rank before today, to be fair. I didn't think we had a problem. It's good to hear from you, Sven, that's for sure. Let me just see if I can find this for us now. Penalties conceded. Yeah, before today, we were very mid-range. But I can see that today we've doubled what we normally do, our average. And I guess we'd be somewhere down the bottom after today. But, yeah, crazy stuff. LJ Roll says, we really need to get rid of Somerset cider. I don't know what that means. Oh, do you mean at the ground? Somersby cider. Is that? I'm not a cider guy. Is that a? Talk to me, LJ Rowe, L Joel Roll. I'm sorry. Ghastly 10 said the start of the game where there were 3 set restarts close to each other. Yes. Let's go over to the Instagram. A lot of cool people over there. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, Darby's there. I got to say hello to Darby from a distance. That's always fun. Sharks win 36-22. Dion says Mark Horn pulls a mean beer. I know. I've had one have I had one? Oh, I've had probably one not behind the counter, but he's a great man, Mark Horn. Thanks, Dion. Ghastly 10 saying they bounced back after those 3 set restarts. Yeah, there was just a million of them, it seemed. Crazy stuff from Ziggy, but we love Ziggy. Can't say why, but we just love Ziggy. But 10-1, he's killing us. Too much. Now, let me tell you about the team, how they went today. I know I've mentioned some of these, but a lot of people join us after the fact. 84% completion rate. We had 6 more line breaks to them. They shaded us in offloads. We spanked them in run meters. We made a few less tackles, definitely a few less missed tackles, and that's looking pretty good, the missed tackles sheet. we've lost the penalty count by a lot. We made 4 less errors than them. The errors weren't too bad. They kicked for a little bit more, which we thought they would because they have the best in the game. And like I said before, they won the set restart 6-4. So a lot of possession going their way, but we completed it around 84% compared to their sort of mid-70s. Jack says, not a great game, but a win's a win. We need to get prepped to let the young bloods bleed and have some rough games when we lose a batch of players. Are you talking Origin, Jack, or just in general that we might lose some players? Because that's an interesting thought. And we definitely will be losing some Origin players. Like I can think of 2 in a front row already, you would think. Lewis, who I saw on the Family Hill, who was at the game with his young child for the first time. Very big parent moment. He says, a great Sunday other at Shark Park. Great to see Eero have an impact with the ball and in D. Yeah, he definitely was good both sides of the ball, especially in that first half. You're just making breaks at will. Jason Hawes from Cripps and Cripps Real Estate. You can see his little name on the ticker down below. If you want to be like Jason Hawes, who is a great man, the greatest real estate agent in the history of the world, send me a message and we can talk about spreading your corporation around the world. He says, who do we lose in Origin? And I say Blake Brayley. I say Aden Fanua-Blake with the new rules. Let me have a look at the team. There was talk of Britton Nickera, but I don't think he'll kind of make it for Queensland. I don't think he's in that kind of form with respect. Aside from those guys, I mean, Trindle might make like an extended bench or something for Queensland. Is he a Queenslander? I don't even know. But you guys and girls tell me. But I think we'll lose a couple. Jason says Teague Wilton. I don't know if he'll be a smoky or not. He might be sort of in a camp or something. Don't know if he'll quite make the cut, but I wouldn't have any problem throwing him in. Ghastly 10 says, I came into this weekend thinking we're probably in for a close match, not expecting to win, but I thought we were comfortably in charge today. I agree completely. I was expecting a win. In all honesty, taking my Homer hat off, I was expecting a win. But as I told you all during the week in the episodes we did, it was going to be tight. They're a good team. So they were a little bit off in attack. Their halves were way off. Like Tanner Boyd has been the form guy of the comp. He's not that in the last 2 games. And Metcalf's just coming back from a very big injury. So I thought it would be a little bit closer. I thought the scoreline flattered them in the end. And that's that. Jack says, Origin and off contract. We can get a job done, but with youth on our side, it's going to be a few rounds of them getting used to back-to-back games and the combos. Mainly Stone Street's great player, but he needs to be, he's got a few hiccups in his game. He did today. I think today was his, in inverted commas, worst performance, but I still thought he was decent in a lot of ways. There was an error early in the game. I get that. And a few of the AFL Stone Streets, but we're going to have a chat with him and everyone else have a chat with him. If you see him at the cafe or if you see him at Northies, go AFL no, NRL yes, and he'll be fine. But I appreciate that, Jack. Good thoughts. Thank you. Lewis says Heidi, his daughter, new daughter, has 100% win rate at Shark Park. Absolutely. Let's go. It was good seeing you guys. Very cute. She had a cute little retro jumper, like a proper old jumper. Dion asked the question, if Raymond's out for a bit, does Hiroti play for or Talakai? Ooh, I think it's Hiroti. I hope it's Hiroti. I love Talakai being out there. He was great with his hands today and with his running, scored a try. But defensively, he's just not laterally really the guy you want there. So that's what I would do. I think the coach is probably over Talakai in the centers as well. I'm not going to say it won't happen. Hiroti had a good week for the Jets last week. He was on the extended bench today. I don't believe he played at all this weekend. So He's a little bit match shy, but I think that Hiroti would probably get the gig. Michael Gabriel's injured. We don't know the extent of that. It could be nothing or it could be a little bit more than nothing. We're not sure. We'll wait to hear that. But I think either way, Hiroti's probably the way you go, but we'll wait and see on that. MD Horn is confirming that Trindle is a Queenslander, and he also says hello to old mate Dion. Ghastly says, talk about the Origin players we're going to lose. Who are the guys you expect to come in for them? Ooh, you guys and girls are the best audience in the world. Okay. Well, we do have a lot of guys on the bench who aren't getting time. ULA's out for like a 11-day sit down because of concussion from the Jets yesterday. He could be used either to start or off the bench because he hasn't had much game time this year. I think front row will be fine replacing Adden. I'm not saying anyone can actually replace him, but I think, we have numbers there. Blake Brayley is a different story. Now, Beryl is the obvious one you go to, but is Cam McInnes back? And is Cam McInnes maybe able to dust off his hooker boots for 2 or 3 games? I don't know. Aside from that, I think everyone else is kind of too young and not ready. There's some good guys in the system, that's for sure. But it's a good question. I'd love to hear people's thoughts. My brother's saying, what about Sifa for New South Wales bench? Mate, I'd have him as my starting prop, but he's not going to be anywhere near that team, unfortunately, for them. Their loss. Matty Crosby, I heard you were up to no good in Canberra at the game last week, getting in all sorts of trouble. Better performance the last 2 weeks. Teague has been better. Last 10 minutes, had control, play with some spark, testing some things. So he's saying the last 10 minutes for a little bit. Yeah, I gotcha. Thanks, Matty. Hope you and Renee are good. Drew is saying Gabriel was injured in Cup. Yes, that's correct. We don't know the extent, so I don't want to say he won't play, but the immediate thoughts from people were that he wouldn't be ready, but that's nothing official. So you just never know. So we'll wait and see on that one. Steve says, the great Troy. Thanks, Troy. Troy Whitaker from the Sharks, one of the great Sharks in their media team. Steve says the NRL really wanted the Warriors to win. No, hey, they're your words, not mine. Don't get me in trouble, Steve. Hope you're well. Terry says, tuned in late to the game, but Katoa and Willie K look dangerous. Seem better side with T back too. All accurate facts, my friend. Katoa was really solid, but then he got better as the game went on. Or not got better, but got more involved. But Will Kennedy's just killing it, like week in, week out. Even in losing teams, he's killing it. Now, Sydney Thunder Fan Club 1. I think that's Luke. And I was supposed to say good day to Luke, and I haven't caught up with him, so I apologize. We'll do that another time. He says, what a win. If it's not Luke, by the way, I apologize. Maybe it's Dan. I don't know. My brother asked the weekly question, where is Ison? Okay, so I'm going to get to the bottom of this one this week. And for people who listened throughout the week, there was a comical situation during the week where I spoke to him briefly, but didn't speak to him about his injury. And then I was the fool, obviously, on that. We'll find out, but he's a little way still, unfortunately. Jack says Beryl doesn't have the running game to replace Brayley. He may not be the same, but he's got other attributes, but I hear you. I hear you. Daniel is saying Will Kennedy for Dally M. He's got to win it 1 year, right? Hopefully. Dylan says Trindle's playing well, but does have a brain fade about him at times. I mean, he had the intercept. The thing with the intercept, and it happened right in front of where we were sitting, was they were caning that side of the field. And that corner in particular, it was try time every time they went down there. So the fact he went for it, I'm not too mad. I think he'll learn from it. It wasn't a great pass, to be fair. But it was definitely on, numbers-wise. RCB says, woohoo, happy Easter, Sharkies. We'll watch the replay later. Absolutely. Let me know your thoughts when you do. Danny said, missed all the live show, but the penalty count can't be all of the boys. The Warriors seem to get away with a few calls. Yeah, we're all pretty in shock, Danny, is the summary for you. I can see that Iro gave away 3, Billy Burns 2, and there were some other ones around. I think that's correct. Now, I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I find it hard to believe we were that bad discipline-wise. They didn't look like it. Like watching the game, I wasn't going like, what are you doing? Like, why did you know, I wasn't doing those ones. So Shake 20 says, I'm shocked the Bears haven't offered Will a long-term deal. He's such a solid fullback. Hope he keeps signing 1-year deals with us. Yeah, I got a feeling that he'll at least be offered one. It might be longer. It might just be the one. But I also have this feeling, and I said it last year and it didn't happen, but I've got a feeling this year someone's going to be coming around because he's in really good form. Like all the Will detractors out there, you cannot deny that he's going so great. So he'll be fine from an employment point of view. It's just a matter of where he's going to be. But I think he's playing out of his skin, just personally. On that note, Daniel says, are you surprised he made a tackle today? He's great in attack, but lacking in defense. So on that, Daniel, appreciate what you're saying. Appreciate you writing in. His defense has gotten better over the years. And it was a real critical point probably 2 years ago. People were really talking about it. But I feel like last year and this year, he's improved dramatically in defense and in his positioning. Certainly not perfect, but I reckon he's improved a lot. So just try and keep an open mind with that kind of thing, because I wasn't surprised today that he did that personally. No. But thank you so much for being in touch, for tuning in. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. What a great thing to do for you guys. Sorry. What a great effort from you guys and girls to tune in to what we're doing here. It's my pleasure and my honor, not yours, obviously. That was a bit of a slip of the tongue. CJ says, love Teague, makes everything feel a bit more calm and confident. Will K, great again. Yeah, I agree with you, CJ. I'm a huge Teague guy. I think he makes everything just a bit more tough and a bit more physical and a bit more just someone's got your back. A really huge fan of what he does. Jay said from the press conference, Fitz said he was happy that all the guys did their job. And he said when they do that, they are a handful for teams. So that's good. He was asked about the penalty count, and he said we haven't won one all year. And I think he's referring to the penalty count and not a penalty itself. So hopefully he bit his lip in there, because it's just, I don't know, you don't want to come across as that whinging guy, but also, yeah, that's a brutal penalty count. Sorry about the Insta camera there, just going all crazy. All right, some more comments here, which is great. Thanks so much. Danny is saying Hiroti in for Ramian, and I think I tend to agree with that at this point. Terry says, I feel like Will is getting better each year, and that's awesome. Certainly not getting worse. Ghastly 10 had a run-in with the super coach. He said, I had a great chat with Fitzy. Did you know he was a great baseball player and swimmer growing up? He chose rugby league in the end. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to ask him about that. In fact, as a reminder to myself, everyone excuse themselves. I'm going to take a screenshot. That's cool. I didn't know that. I know he's a big surfer. I know he's good at the jiu-jitsu. I get the feeling he's kind of good at whatever he puts his mind to. He's one of those annoying people. Dion sends love, says love the show. Well done. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jack Ryan says, I've noticed people get mad about the copy and paste, and he's referring to the team list every Tuesday. But when they work, it works, and it's hard to fault the team. What's your thought on the copy and paste team? So that's an excellent question. Thank you for raising it. I am not a fan of copying and pasting, but I just don't think that's what Craig Fitzgibbon does. He's way too intelligent for that kind of thing. I think that you're 100% right. Like, the team he picks is the one he believes in, and when they go out there and do it, they look great. They can compete with lots of teams. So I think the copy and pasting is a real cheap way from some of our fans to just sort of have their say online real quick, and because I understand what they're saying, that it's a copy and paste, but there's no way he sits in his office and goes, yep, same old team. It's just not reality. And I'm cool to have fun and games with it and the terminology and everything, but yeah, I think it's kind of silly on it. Obviously, just that terminology in this instance. Danny says AFB was solid today, but we're still hoping for more. And he hasn't seen his stats. So his stats are not lights out as far as run meters are. They're fine. They're honest. They're good. Good working in tackles as well. But as I think I said at one point, he didn't need to be that guy. Like, he was good to start with. And then if you don't need to be that guy for the whole 80 minutes, you're better off preserving your body, seriously, for next week and for another year to come. He's on a long-term deal here. I'm cool, Danny, if he's not doing that stuff. It's more if he plays bad. If he plays bad and if Fisher Harris dominates him, then I've got a problem. But that didn't happen today. Thank you so much. Steve says, can you please tell us what your new album? I need more information, Steve. But I have a new musical album out. For people who don't know, I play music, singer-songwriter guy. There's a new album out. It's on all streaming places. You can buy a CD. You can buy a download. You can listen for free wherever you listen to music. I don't know what else to tell you about it, but we're going to be playing some shows in May and June, 2 locally, 2 in Cronulla. One will be announced. One's already announced, and one will be announced, I think, in the next week. And then there's a few more coming. So thanks, Steve. I appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Danny said first 10 minutes we looked lethargic, but we finished strong. I thought our defense wasn't rushing up too good for a couple of sets in that opening 10, but I didn't think it was a lethargic performance. He also asked what's the update with BHU and Gabriel from Newtown. So ULA, I had on good authority, not official, but good authority, that he has the 11-day concussion stand down. So he's out of action for the next weekend. And Gabriel, we're still waiting on. So just wait and see on that one. MD Horn says, I'm on the Harodi wagon for Ramian if needed. Will Kenny needs to be offered a contract? I say 2 years, although I'm open to 1 year on more money than that. Hello. Copy and pasting is a joke. It is a joke. I get that. And also I understand what you're saying by it being a joke as well. This is the moment of the night. And I've been telling everybody, Shake, I gave your music a listen and I like it, but is everything all right? Very different from your upbeat attitude. Lol. Everything's okay. Thank you. A lot of the songs in the new album are not about me. But historically, yeah, downbeat kind of singer-songwriter stuff. And that's made my night. Thank you so much. And MD Horn says, Sam he's giving me praise, and I'm not going to chuck it up because I love you, Mark. He said the latest album is a personal favorite of his, and that means a great deal. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Kirk says, what did Newman say about the Sharky snooze button? Did we hit it today? And I was thinking about it, and I actually said it maybe to Kieran. I said, I hope they haven't got the Sharky snooze button on. And if people don't know what that means, and a lot of people do, but we've got a lot of new listeners as well. So for, I don't know how long, the first 7 or 8 years, maybe 8 years, SharkCast was myself and my buddy Newman, and we were the a duo and good guy, bad guy. I was the bad guy. He was a good guy. And he was adamant, and he brought attention to everyone about the Sharky snooze button. And the snooze button obviously is a few minutes out from the half ending. Something going wrong, and the Sharky snooze button has been hit. So today I couldn't tell you, but I remember thinking it and mentioning it because one of my favorite things, the Sharky snooze button. That will live forever. Great stuff. All right, Sharks win 36-22. And a few more comments before we get out of here. Jay said, hopefully I can jump on soon. Unfortunately, the little fella is a little sick today. Yep, no worries. Appreciate that, Jay. Hope he's doing okay. And you're welcome anytime. Anyone's welcome anytime, of course. And an update from the presser is that Tall Tom has an ankle issue but doesn't think it's anything bad. Raymond looks like an MCL, and it's a matter of seeing how bad it is. Nikora is sore but should be fine. And that's that. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the update. It's always good someone having their eye on the presser. Danny said Burns and Wilton were great today, and Nikora looks strong off the bench. I guess that's what it is going forward. Well, I think for now it's hard to take Teague and Billy out, isn't it, Danny? It's a good problem to have. But, gee, I was impressed with the back three and the forward pack today. Thank you, Sarah. Up. Thanks you very much for listening and tuning in. Really appreciate it. We'll turn this into an audio podcast for all of you guys and girls later on. And for other people who do not watch, they don't like watching, they find me annoying to look at, and I can't blame them. I find myself annoying to look at too, but this is what we do. SharkCast Pod. Appreciate everyone jumping on, and I do need to get out of here. Definitely need to get out of here. We will have more during the week. Big build-up. Perth, Roosters, less than a week away. It's exciting. Never ends. Never ends for the Sharks. Never ends for the SharkCast. I'm trying to point at the logo, but I can't. Had a great time here. Sold out crowd. Beautiful place to be. The greatest place on earth. I don't care what anyone says. I was going to say fight, but fight's not good. I will contest that with anyone. It's the greatest place on earth. Sharks win. Big win over the Warriors. And we will talk to you all soon. Appreciate everyone. And thanks to Troy at the Sharks for all of his hospitality. SharkCast Pod signing out for another week. We'll play the song one more time, I think. What do you think about that? We'll talk to you soon. Up, Cronulla. Thanks to everyone. Really appreciate it. Can't say it enough. Don't say it enough. Can't say it enough. Thank you. Up.
Cronulla, the boys in the black, white and blue. Up, Cronulla, name of the Sharks, big U. Sharks, forever. Go out and play without fear. Now's the time to see